There's some people that can't stand themselves. There are people that hate their lives. There's some people that can't differentiate the true from the false. They don't even know that they're living life. They're so caught up in their addiction. That's all that matters to them. It's almost like they're just a shell of a human being. And I'm trying to talk to that individual to, just get in with them, build a little bit of rapport, and maybe get them to just like me, like to understand that I was once them, that I was once not in my right mind, that people were worried about me, that my life wasn't working. I never come at people and tell them, your life's not working. I'll tell them, I relate. Hello, my name is Pej with Pej Interventions. I am an interventionist. I do my very best to try to help people with drug addiction, with alcoholism, or with mental health issues get the life that they deserve. I like to put people on the path of recovery. I'm also a recovery coach. So today's topic, I wanted to talk about, can everybody be saved from addiction, or are some people too far gone? I get a lot of phone calls. I talk to a lot of people. I have a lot of spouses of somebody that is in hard addiction, hardcore addiction. Many different stories. I hear so many different stories. I hear, wives that are contacting me, telling me their 60-year-old husband is doing methamphetamine. And I try to put myself in that person's mindset. Like, what is this 60-year-old man doing in everyday life? Is he still working a job? Is he retired at the age of 60? If he's doing meth, is he going to survive? Is he going to pass away soon? The first thing I think of, obviously, with stimulants is a 60-year-old man doing that could have a heart attack anytime. I mean, it's like a cardiac arrest in the making. But on top of that, like, where's his mindset? Like, I'll often hear that the person does not want to get help at all. They're absolutely opposed to it. They would never even try. It's been proposed to them, it's been introduced to them, and they just shut it down. So I think about the living conditions, and where are they? Who's the breadwinner? Who's running the house? Who's the head of the household? Do they depend on this person that's doing these drugs? Or are they too far gone? What about people that are homeless on the streets? Somebody that was actually a good student in school, somebody that was actually creative. What happened that they ended up making it to the streets and walking the streets, and now they're basically kind of living like a mutant, like they can't even put words together. Is there any way of helping that person, or are they too far gone? I believe everyone can be helped. Everybody can be saved. I can't save them all, but I can do my best trying. I noticed that in the time that I've done the type of work that I do, I believe God puts people in my path to experience. I get to experience them, they get to experience me. Often as an interventionist, I need to know the scenario. I need to know, how long has somebody been homeless? How long has somebody been afflicted by addiction, by alcoholism? To see where are they and how far gone are they. And I always like to meet them where they are at. So when I'm talking to a family member or family members in advance, they're basically giving me details of what all has happened in that individual's life. And it kind of paints a picture for me of what I'm dealing with and what type of a person I'm going to be trying to help. And then obviously getting in front of the person, which happens quite often, where after formulating a plan with the family or with friends of somebody that's struggling, when I'm actually in front of the person, then I get to see how the person acts, behaves. It'll always be a different character, for example, in their life, right? It's the way that they are at that time. There's some people that can't stand themselves. There are people that hate their lives. There's some people that can't differentiate the true from the false. They don't even know that they're living life. They're so caught up in their addiction. That's all that matters to them. It's almost like they're just a shell of a human being. And I'm trying to talk to that individual to just get in with them, build a little bit of rapport, and maybe get them to just like me, like to understand that I was once them, that I was once not in my right mind, that people were worried about me, that my life wasn't working. I never come at people and tell them, your life's not working. I'll tell them, I relate. I get it. I understand. I've never actually seen a person that I thought are too far gone to where they could never get better. And some people that I know, if they were alongside me, would say that about some people I've seen. Because I've seen miracles. When I say I've seen miracles, I've seen people that, in a sense, were so shot out from doing certain types of substances, drugs, alcohol, to the point where you'd think they would never, ever get off the streets. I've seen those people get off the streets because they decided to make a decision to change themselves with the assistance of people, depending on if it was an interventionist, people in the community, a relative, a brother, a sister, a husband, a wife, kids of people. Some people just get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've seen people that were straight off of Skid Row, that were in the midnight mission, that hadn't bathed or showered in a couple of years, come and clean up and get their lives back, get recovery under their belt, and within 1 year of sobriety, be all nice and cleaned up and standing at a podium taking 1 year of sobriety in a 12-step meeting. That's a miracle to me. That tells me that anybody can get better. I've seen countless people that, when I hear their stories about how bad they had gotten, the abscesses on their arms, pulverizing their livers as a result of drinking, even with cirrhosis, still drinking with like stage 4 cirrhosis, or people that have pretty much blown out their nostrils, their nasal cavities from doing excessive amounts of cocaine or methamphetamine, come back and get their lives back. People that actually not just get their lives back, but get into the recovery process, and then they even work in the field of addiction. They become addiction counselors, they become therapists, they become psychologists, they become psychiatrists. They excel in life. There's a lot of miracles out there. And what happens there? Why is it that the person that you thought was too far gone and would never be able to live a normal life again, why is that person capable and able to come back and turn it around, do a complete 180, and become the human being that they were meant to be? I believe because usually when we are in drug addiction or in alcoholism, active drug addiction and alcoholism, we're living in a facade. So whether we do these drugs recreationally or for entertainment purposes at first because we're out and about and we're just trying to have fun amongst the other people that are doing the certain type of substances, I believe that when somebody gets really lost in their addiction and they're downward spiraling and they're in that abyss of addiction, just drowning and not even really knowing that they're drowning, I believe when somebody actually accepts and sees the reality for what it is, they get to make a decision to turn their lives around. And often, even from personal experience, there were angels that lifted me out of that. People that really, really demonstrated to me what real recovery consists of, and they pulled me out of that and showed me, come over this way. You don't need to be doing that with those people anymore. That doesn't serve you anymore. We love you. You're at the gates of hell. Let's pull you away from the gates of hell and bring you over here. And let's hang out with these people. These people were once like you, and these people have turned their lives around. Let's do what these people do. Follow us. Let's do this thing shoulder to shoulder. And that's why, when a lot of people get sober, we often call it in recovery being on fire for the program, being on fire for sobriety, because we're just on fire for this thing. I'm excited because I haven't ever been able to actually put together 2 and 3 and 4 weeks, and for some reason this guy's in my path, and this guy's like my mentor, and this guy's my spiritual advisor, and this guy's my sponsor, and that guy's my rehab counselor, and he has just words of wisdom, and that guy used to be a bank robber and an addict, and look at him now. He's totally a changed man that helps men and women, and he's helping me so much. You can probably tell some of the things I'm saying is from personal experience. I was a man that was pretty much walking the streets with no hope, nothing to live for, aimless, hopeless, and I changed it and turned it around. And I think that anybody can do that. That's why I've dedicated and devoted my life to doing this, because the people that came before me that were helping me, it was evident that they had dedicated and devoted their lives to helping people. So I never want to give up on anybody. I never want to, you know. It's sad. There are people that come and go through my life that I've given my best effort to try to help, but sometimes they're just not ready at that time. But if you're struggling with somebody and wondering, are they ever going to get better? I would never give up hope, but I would also educate myself on what you're dealing with. The disease of addiction is no joke. When the disease of addiction is within somebody, or the disease of alcoholism is within somebody and it's consumed them, it's not who they really are. I'm sure you know that. Because who you know them to be is not the way that they've been behaving and acting. And it's my job to try to help those people find themselves, their true, authentic selves. So if you're struggling and you would like help and you need to talk and you have a loved one that needs help, or you yourself needs help, and you would like to get out of the mess that you're in, or somebody that you love is in, you can always reach out to me. My name is PEJ, 310-596-9356. We have a lot of stuff on this channel. Please subscribe and like, but more importantly, please share. Let's make sure that people out there know that there's help out there. Again, I'll never give up on anybody. There's hope for everybody. Thanks.